Hello again, it's Cortez Jenkins. This is actually going to be my second video, and in this video today, because in the beginning video, the first one that I did was my introduction, right? And that was my introduction to what is going to be in these new series as individualism. So this second video is going to be about friendships, right? So most of us, if we were to ask a random person on the street, right, someone who is walking down right now, we would ask them, who are your friends? Generally, I would say the average person is going to say about 5 to 6 people, right? Friends, not family, but friends. You know, you're going to say probably about like 5 to 6 people. But out of those 5 to 6 people, who has been calling you this week? Who called you this week? Out of those 5 to 6 people, because we're giving an average, right? We're giving an average. Out of those 5 to 6 people, who called you this week? And from those people who called you this week, from that number divided by how many people that you said are your friends, we can actually come up with a percentage of who is truly and realistically someone who's a part of your life, right? Because we need to really break down what is a friend. A lot of you guys think a friend is someone you guys hang out with continuously, right? Whether you guys go to concerts, whether you guys go to the movies, whether you guys go and get drinks, whether you guys go on double dates. There's a lot of variations to what you consider a friend, but there's only going to be a core set of values of what makes a friend, right? So it doesn't really matter about what we consider a friend, because 9 times out of 10, most of the things we consider in life, we always end up regretting, right? That's why a majority of you guys, when you guys got out of high school, started to have a realization that most people, if not 98% of people who went to your school, don't actually care about you. They don't like you. They don't care about your whereabouts. You guys were just in a forced ecosystem that made you have the perception that these people were your friends because you guys were around each other all day. When you're around someone for 7-8 hours, let's compare that to the next step after high school or after college, because college is the same way. You have a lot of college friends, you've been friends with them for 4 or 5 years, you graduate, you go somewhere else, you guys move 4 or 5 hours away from each other, 10 hours, 12 hours, a couple of states, and you never hear from them again. But you probably see their posts on Instagram. They might swipe on your story from time to time to bring up some nostalgia about what you guys used to do, but you guys never had substance, right? So there's gonna be a couple main factors, right? The first main factor is substance. And what I mean by substance is, do they know your family? Doesn't mean they have to love your family, doesn't mean your family has to love them, but do they know at least about your family history? Do they know about your siblings? Do they know about your cousins? Do they know about your mom, your dad? Do they know about what they do as a profession? Do they know about their lifestyle, right? Because sometimes we think that that's not important, but trust me, when you get on an age, and I'm 23, right? The thing is, I've been led by a lot of people who are elders, right? A lot of the youth, the problem with you guys today is that you guys don't respect your elders. You guys don't talk to your elders, your grandparents, just older people in general, because they have a lot of wisdom, right? You don't have to go through the same shit. See, a lot of you guys go through a bunch of stuff that your parents and grandparents went through, and they've been telling you information, but you rejected it because you think you're smarter than them, and then you end up in the same situation, right? Nothing is new under the sun. I don't care if technology is different. I don't care. The psychology behind everything is the same. The psychology behind the internet boom in '99 is the same type of psychology that happens in today's era right now. It's the same psychology they used when they was passing out newspapers on your front lawn. Everything is the same. They're just putting new metrics in there to make you think that life is different, because life is about perception. But let's not get off task. Substance. Do you speak about with your friends' life? Do you talk about goals? Do you talk about where do you want to be? Are you guys accountability partners? When you said that I had an idea last month, when you called them again this month, did they ask you to check in? Did you actually follow through on that idea? See, a lot of other people, they get everything confused, because when you're in that race, that rat race, when you're just going to work, going to school, going wherever you may be doing, right? Because you're either working or you're going to school, or you're you know, if you're not doing neither of those things, you're probably not even watching this video because you're homeless. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay attention to every detail of your life, whether that be your friends that you're doing, whether that means what are you doing on a day-to-day basis. You guys should be focusing on every aspect of your life, what to focus on, what not to focus on. And friends is a big part. It's a huge part. You're not going to live long and have a successful life if you're around people who don't care about you, who don't care about your whereabouts. Because think about that. That is the most dangerous thing to have, is people around you that have no substance, that don't want to see your goals. Because if I knew, right, for example, if I knew that one of my friends wanted to be a lawyer, right, I would want them to be in the best position to be a lawyer. So if I'm about to go out this weekend and I contact my friends, right, let's say I contact my friends, right, and I ask them, I say, look, let's go out this weekend. But I know that they're in school and they need to study 40 hours a week. I know that that's not the best position to put my friend in. Like, sometimes people don't have the resistance to tell you that they don't want to go out with you, you know, hang out, etc., because they're afraid that they don't want to make you feel a certain way. So they'll do it. And you're actually a detrimental friend. See, the thing is, you don't even realize you're more of a detrimental friend than you think some of your friends are to you. Because everyone wants to go and outsource the problem, but maybe the problem is you. Because if you have poor choices in the friends you choose, you're probably a poor friend already in general. Because if you were a good friend, you wouldn't even want to be around people who aren't even fitting that category. Because if you're a good person, you're a good human being, you can distinguish who's a bad human being, right? And you can distinguish that you wouldn't want to have a bad human being around you. So apply the same metrics to your friendships. If you can't even see your friends around you are for the best for you, then that means that you might not even be a good friend yourself. See, the thing about individualism and friendship is you have to constantly work on these things. That's with relationships too, but that's another video. Everything has work. You have to reach out to your family. You have to reach out to your friends. You have to reach out to that business, relation. Everything comes into communication. And when you don't communicate, you assume. If I didn't speak to my friend for months or years, that's when assumptions start to go around. Because if you're not getting real answers, you start to make up your own, right? Same thing for friendships, same thing for relationships, same thing for everything else. But today is focused extremely on friendships. For friendships, you guys have to create a T-chart. And what I mean by a T-chart is a chart. You get a piece of paper, line down, line cross, pros, cons. And from the pros and cons, you list all the pros, you list all the cons. If there's more cons than pros, significantly, they're not a good fit for you. If there's more pros than cons, then that means they're a good, solid friend. Everyone's gonna have cons. You're not gonna have a friend that has no cons. Everyone has cons. There's nothing wrong with cons. No one is perfect. Nobody on this earth is perfect. You're going to have a con. You might even have a con that you don't even know about yourself. Thing is, that's probably because you're not as self-aware to understand your cons, right? But also, cons is a perception, and what they think your cons is could really just be your personality and might not actually be the con. But in your sake, for your friendships, you need to understand who in your corner is actually there for you and who is not. And the people who's not in your corner, you don't need them in your corner. Think if you were boxing, right? And you had a team behind you and all of them were snakes and all of them actually betted against you to lose. How do you expect to be successful? That's the same analogy you got to apply to life. If you're in your corner, you're in that boxing ring, you're going against the world, and the people that are on your corner are actually not in your corner, that means you ain't got nobody. So you're better off being by yourself. And there's nothing wrong with being by yourself. There's nothing wrong if we went right back to that analogy and I asked you, who are your friends? You said 0. That means you are completely honest. If I were to say who is my bestest best friend, I only have 1 of those friends. I don't have 10. I don't have 20. If I were to be in a real situation, I can only count on 1 of my friends. Family, I count on a lot of my family. My family is tight. You know, I got real blood. We come from the country. You know, I got real blood. But for friends, people outside of my immediate family, outside of my family, only 1 person I could call on that's gonna pick up, that's gonna see. Most of the people you guys would have discussed, if this was rhetorical and you were to think in your mind, you would have probably thought this, all these people. But actually go back and see throughout the test of times when any of those people were actually in a real situation. This video isn't about trying to go at or trying to attack who your friends are. It's just an exercise to honestly understand the people who are truly in your life and the people who you think are truly in your life, right? Because perception is everything, and perception is not just everything. It's also extremely dangerous and extremely vital. And so the people you keep in your life are just as important as your life. But make sure to like and subscribe. Look at more videos. I'm going to have more videos posted. This is my 2nd one. I'm going to keep posting. We're going to go on weekly trends. I'm going to be dropping the videos on that YouTube on the Jenkins Network. But as I said, again, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment too. Comment whatever more videos you want, whatever videos you want to see. You know, I'm open to the opportunity, but this individualism is going to take storm. And, you know, I'm glad if you guys do subscribe, that you're going to be a part of the journey that's going to succeed and take over. You know, we're going to eventually be an actual party beyond, as I said in the first video, beyond that Democratic and Republican. We're not living this society life that splits you between one side and one side. As I said before, and I always say, there's 7 billion people in the world. We can't split things down to 2 decisions, right? Bingo. All right, y'all take care. Have a good day. Make sure to do that T-chart. Bye.